What's up, everyone? A little quicker one this time. About the second round of the group stage of the Euros. Just gonna go through the results a little bit quickly. What happened here from the group A? We saw a little bit of a different time again. Once again, these are blowout results pretty much. Once again, Turkey lost. Turkey has not had a good tournament, and I'll get to my next video. I'll talk a little bit more about it, but they didn't have the second round was not good for them either. They lost 2-0 to Wales. Wales definitely were the superior team. They wanted more, and yeah, they just went through and got that result, a really good result for Wales in the second round. Then we have Italy once again with a 3-0 result, this time against Schweiz, and well, against Switzerland, should I said, and it was a little bit of a also Switzerland almost had some good. They didn't have a terrible game, but the Italians were just way too superior. All those they're great to play. They have a lot of great players there, so which really stepped up, and they can very good. A couple of people that got subbed in also from the bench also scored. So it was a real blowout result for Italy against Switzerland. So yeah, Italy gets that win. And then in the group B, we saw a little bit of a turnaround of spirit. Russia got a win against Finland. Pretty even game throughout, but in the end, Russia gets that one goal that puts them over the Finland, and it's unfortunate for Finland. They did try throughout the whole game, but Russia got more lucky in the end, and they got that 1-0 result. Because you heard in the first round, it was because of everything that happened. Finland won their first game against Denmark with 1-0, but this time they lose 1-0. And the second game, we have Denmark. Speaking of Denmark, we have Denmark. They lost against Belgium 1-2. Though the result doesn't tell the whole side of the story. The Danes actually went up 1-0 at first, but in the end, they couldn't hold on. They did try a lot. They were a much better game from them this time. They really tried more. But in the end, Kevin De Bruyne came in and he changed the whole game around. First with an assist and then with a goal. So he changed the thing a whole around, and they gave the win to help Belgium get the win with a 2-1 result. So a good win for Belgium. A close call for them as well. A little bit of a scare almost, but De Bruyne saves them in the end. And then we have Group C, which we saw Ukraine beat North Macedonia, and this one was close in some ways. Macedonia actually went up and scored. I don't know if it was the equalizer after. I think it was the equalizer after Ukraine had scored one. I know Papandev was the one who scored it, so that was a good thing for him. This was his last tournament with the nation. So this time, he got to finally score in the Euros. This has been a big dream of his to play in the Euros and all that with Macedonia. So he got to finally do that. He got to score, though it wasn't enough. Ukraine came back to score another one, and they got the win as well. Another 2-1 result in this tournament. It's for another team, and yeah, Ukraine gets a deserving victory, you can say. And then we have Netherlands, who got a pretty dominant, pretty strong victory against Austria. Austria were good. They have some great players, of course, as well. But in the end, they just weren't strong enough, all that stuff. They just couldn't hold on. Enough, there was some good goals in there, and Austria just couldn't hold it against Netherlands. Netherlands who are very, very, very good up front, so it wasn't mostly an easy win for them. Then in Group D, we had Croatia beat. No, not actually. They drew against the Czech Republic. Or I think Czech Republic, and uh, it was another weak display from the Croatians. They didn't really put up their stronghold yet again. They didn't really put up their strength. But hey, it's whatever. You cannot see. But in the final round, they definitely will come back, and I'll get to that in that video. But for this one, they didn't. Once again, they fell short. But a 1-1 result wasn't the most terrible thing, but for either team. But it was a fair result though, because not both of them tried to create, but didn't create too much. Um, and of course, then we had England versus Scotland, which ended in a draw, 0-0. England wasn't up for it again. Like they looked a little bit weak this time. They just didn't really look like they were going to score. Scotland looked closer a lot of times. They really put up a big fight, and they gave it their all. But in the end, it ended 0-0, which some can see as a fair result between the two rivaling nations. It was somewhat of a derby, pretty much. Those teams, those countries have a big history, and yeah, what can you say? That's just how it is. And then in Group E, Sweden's group, our group, where we got a good win against Slovakia in this one. uh, and we got a via penalty by Forsberg. He got to score a penalty, and that's just how this just it was a good display from the Swedes. Once again, we tried to be more. We went on forward more. We could have scored another one as well, but we were close on many times. But it was a deserved victory. Definitely, we wanted it more. We wanted to give it all, and we tried our best to get through, and it was a deserving win. Then definitely, even though the goal came via penalty, but it was deserved for us to score that penalty, and we got away with a very important point, which today with the game that's being played right now, with Sweden Poland, it was a very important point, and we'll get to however that game ends. Sweden are leading right now, so we'll see Forsberg again, but we'll see how that turns out. But then we have Spain and Poland. Actually, speaking of Poland, we have Spain and Poland. They got to a draw. Morata finally got to score. Just right now, he missed a penalty in this final game. So Spain has not had a good forward line. They don't have many people who can really score, and that's really hurting them in this tournament. But for Poland, finally Lewandowski came off and started to score again. Goal, which was more of a lucky goal than anything else, but he did score it, and this one you can kind of see that it was kind of a deserved result here. Like it made sense with a 1-1 in the end. Not a great result for either team really. Not the result any of them really wanted, but that's how it was. And then in the final group, this is where it get really interesting, because this is where it's gonna get interesting tonight as well. We had Hungary actually getting a draw versus France. That is crazy. That is something you wouldn't really expect. And they actually went up in the lead at first. Right, they were the ones who scored the first goal, but then towards then they couldn't hold it off, and Griezmann got the scored the equalizer. But France didn't get more than that in this game. They looked kind of too much up front in the end. Like Benzema hasn't really gotten to get off in this. Hasn't really started to take off in this tournament yet at all. Giroud not much either, and Dembele once again injured, which is tough especially for us Barca fans, which I'll talk that topic for another day. But a big of a letdown there for France. Not something they really wanted going into the final game versus Portugal. But it already opens up the group 100%, which will be very interesting to see tonight what's gonna actually happen. Then we had Germany finally starting to show some life again, and they stepped up and they won with a big result against Portugal with a 4-2, which was very interesting. Well, the first two goals were own goals, but still they were not typical own goals. They were more like forced in. They really tried to force them in though, and so they really created those goals anyways. So a definitely big, well deserved win for Germany. Because Portugal just didn't look that strong. Yes, they got had a little bit with the goal from Cristiano Ronaldo, but after that they really didn't show much else. You know, towards the until towards the end when Jota got in the second goal, but that by then it was already kind of too late. Germans had the control of the game, and the result stood, 4-2, which is a big blow for Portugal, and they have to win their final game here now against France if they're gonna have a big chance to get through. Otherwise, if they lose to France and Germany wins against Hungary, it could be tough for them. Even if they someone managed to get in third, it's gonna be very tough for them as well. So it will be very interesting to see tonight what actually would happen. Hopefully we get a very entertaining type of football. But yeah, but that's pretty much that. Then we had the third group too, and getting. But I'll make a separate video for that when this is done tonight. So, but there was a lot of some interesting results there too. But and some teams going out already. So yeah. But we'll see that now. So with some of those results, Sweden are kind of just for us from Sweden. We're secured to go through. Some other teams also secured to go to at least on third place. But we'll see how all that goes, which results happen today. So, with everything else, for now we already know that Italy will be facing Austria in the round of 16. Wales will be facing Denmark, and Belgium will be facing the third place of EDEF. Netherlands, the three from DEF, and Croatia will face the second from Group E, and England will face probably either somebody from the second from the Group F. That they will get a big opponent, definitely. So yeah, but that's pretty much it for now. I'm gonna go off and keep watching the Sweden game. Hopefully the Swedes can get through. It's tough. Poland is never easy to face. They are up, but anything can happen. So they're up 1-0, but yeah. But that's pretty much it for now. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like down below and also subscribe if you haven't already for more like this coming up. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys next time.